Because, like, if you're in a place with no air conditioning, like a lot of like Paris and all that shit, when they get a heat wave, like thousands of people just die. That's insane.
Won't they just add AC?
I don't know if they can, right?
I mean, the reason they can't is because of their precious historical.
Oh, he doesn't hear the theme music.
From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people, real problems, and real therapists. You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. And now, broadcasting from the unnamed studio, that's Jim, that's Whitney, that's Nick. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
Hello, everybody. If you are watching the video at home, which you could be doing if you go to patreon.com/therapy, you are seeing a handsome devil a few spaces to my left, maybe the right on the camera. My former teammate in the trivia challenge at Scoopfest. And I'm sorry I let you down, buddy. You called me up there thinking, this guy's educated.
You know
He's
what?
going to be useful.
Our score was down, but our spirits were high.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah. You know,
I felt really good about
win.
myself.
Yeah.
Inside, my score count
The
was
trophy
high.
was the friends we made along the way.
Sure.
You know? That's what I
Also, there was a trophy. It's great.
A fun time. Brian Brushwood, welcome back to the show.
Hey!
You longtime friend of the show.
Is this our first repeat guest?
Besides Whitney. So that means he might have to become a co-host.
I can move in. Do you have AC?
So
we have AC, but the resort fees are really high.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want it.
As long as I can buy milkshakes, I'm good.
Might have said second
credit card?
Yeah.
So Brian has been with us before. If you go back in our catalog, every May we do a Mental Health Month special where we try to find somebody out in the world who has done a lot with their lives and bring them onto the show, talk about mental health. And Brian was generous enough to come to us and talk about his story and tell us his tales of navigating mental health for himself as a performer, as a magician, as a dad, as a celebrated podcast host, and as a sex icon. You know, and I'm glad that you really brought that up. Completely unprovoked.
We got to talk about your sample survey sites. You got to call someone besides the missus.
You wrote it on your business card.
Oh, he didn't call Bonnie.
It's on your LinkedIn, man. It's the number one way you identify. So welcome back to fabulous Las Vegas, in town for some business, and decided to pop into your favorite therapy podcast and join us for the show.
Heck
man.
yeah.
Welcome back.
Also, I think I'm just now remembering, isn't there a secret episode that we recorded that's still in the vaults?
Oh, that's on your show.
Oh.
That's right.
I think I have to get it to you.
I never got it.
Yeah. I don't think it's
there is
edited.
a secret
I'm going to go
episode
find
then.
it.
So after we recorded that in your hotel room, and then I was like, I wonder if this is, like, where am I going to see this? And it never came out on your side, and I never got it. And I was like, I think he just deleted it.
No,
Did I do that? I was like, it's because I lost the fucking trivia challenge. I was like, damn it. I didn't realize it was all on the line. Fuck.
No, I'll find it. I think I know where it is. I'll get that.
You will, bud.
Yeah.
I think I know what box I put that in.
Just scrape it off the bottom of your shoe somewhere. All right.
Well, the
welcome
hard
back.
drive melted in Vegas.
Yep.
That's fair.
Yep.
That is a legitimate excuse. Well, welcome back to the show, Brian Brushwood from, what was that show called? What does he do, guys? What's his podcast? You guys know.
Which one? I mean, there's
There's
Great
many.
There's a lot
Night.
of
Yeah.
options.
My
Great
favorite's
Night.
Night Attack. And then I believe you also do
Great
Cord
Night.
Cutters.
Great night.
Wow, that's 2 for 2 on missing the names. I know. Cord Killers.
Hey, I'm actually going to publish this episode.
And so, busted.
Go fuck yourself.
Hi, Ronan. Great Night is the current name of our comedy podcast. And Cord Killers, we talk about the news of cable and TV when those used to be things.
Yeah, back in the day.
What's
But nowadays we actually started covering the cord cutting revolution before there was a cord cutting revolution. We could just tell that it was coming.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of like creating a show called iPad Today, thinking an iPad would be invented at some point.
Right.
But then now that revolution has come and gone, and so now the show's about like, okay, now that that's over with, how do you find the good stuff? So that's what
Right.
we're all about.
I know, that's all I need. I just need somebody to be like, here's the app you need to be on now.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the shit. At this
all
point now,
people need
just
that.
middle-aged white guy.
Yes.
I just need the direction of like, here's the app you should buy. Just
Yeah.
get
Although,
this.
oh wait, sorry, I'm getting choked.
A little choked up.
Oh.
It's emotional. It's emotional, you know?
Have you guys tried just asking a robot? Because like I don't like to believe that it's so easy to get my number.
Uh-huh.
But like I was like, hey man, I'm getting on a plane. Just hit me. What do you think I'm gonna like? 2 of the 3 suggestions were things I already loved, and the third was Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man.
Oh,
Which was a great thing to watch on that
So
flight.
good.
It was great.
Oh man,
Yeah.
They've got us pegged now.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's so.
although
terrifying.
I could recommend the 99-year-old man to anybody.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I've never
it's,
heard
it's,
of this.
It's the new documentary about Mel Brooks. It's only been out for a few months.
Oh,
and
okay.
by
I
the
feel
way,
better
It is
then.
very, very good.
What you should be thinking is, what if I don't know anything about Mel Brooks? That's why you should watch
Oh,
it.
okay.
Is
Totally
because
fine.
now you'll
Okay.
understand what an icon he is.
Okay.
It's great to bring you up to speed on his unbelievable, legendary career.
I just watched the one on Eddie Murphy, and holy shit. To realize what he was at the time. Like, there may have been nobody more famous in the world than
certainly.
Eddie Murphy at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
And then he just never used drugs. Like, he's just hanging out with, like, fucking Rick James. He's just like, well, whatever. You guys are going to do drugs now? Bye. I'm going to go home and go get my 8 hours. Like, incredible that he just did not destroy his career when so many people did. And he survived the time, so...
Oh no, there's so
really
many
is tough.
people that are so much more like people that we've heard of now that are so much more famous than we can really comprehend.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Carson is a big one. Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. Like Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis were the Beatles.
Yeah.
Like they were the same level as the Beatles, maybe bigger.
Way bigger.
Yeah,
Wow.
like they were humongous.
Yeah.
Everybody knew them. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
That couldn't have been healthy. I mean,
No.
Yeah,
Fame
that's-
is like,
Speaking of
and
mental
Eddie
health.
talks about that in the documentary. He talks about like the most dangerous thing is just surviving celebrity.
Yeah.
And Dave Chappelle's in it. Like a lot of other people jump in, and they all, to a person, tell that part of the story that Eddie's remarkable talent is that he survived celebrity without losing his soul or getting into any scandals or anything crazy.
Yeah.
He just was always just kind of a moderate dude who never took himself that
Brian,
seriously.
how do you survive celebrity?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, most of the year, I don't have to think about that at all.
Okay.
But then I go to
Usually,
DEF CON.
easy.
And at DEF CON, which is, 30 to, 80,000 hackers or whatever.
What a dangerous place to. You don't walk in with your phone, do you? Turn it off, right? Put it in airplane mode.
Exactly. Yeah. But they all go through a magic phase at some point. And Scam School, there was a time when, a good 5 years or so where it was the number 1 way to learn magic on the planet. So hence the fact that everyone wants to tell me how old they were when they saw it.
Sure.
What's the most common age you hear?
Unsurprisingly, the age that these boys were interested in magic was around 13.
Okay. Yeah.
Weird age.
I'll never forget. And I think I told Jim this story, but when I ran into Brian in Austin.
I was just going to say, is it a
That's a
celebrity?
great story.
That
To
was
where when you're
so
scootering down the street and someone yells your name?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because I was down there, it was my college buddies and I. We always do these guys trips every once in a while. We went to Austin and we're just walking down one of the streets down there, and 3 guys on scooters go by, stop at the red light with us, and then they take off. And I hear Brian talking, and I look, and I just caught him out of the corner of my eyes, like, I think that's Brian Brushwood. And then we walk down to the next, because you guys got the next red light. So we're walking, we catch up to you.
It's almost like the scooters aren't worth it.
Yeah,
I was thinking, I was like,
100%.
Almost like they're not worth it at all.
Yep. And then I was like, Brian? And you did this thing where you turn like,
Another 13-year-old boy. Brian Brushwood, the #1 search history. Every 13-year-old boy.
because I was behind him. And I could see his shoulders and his head just drop.
God
how long am I going to be here?
To his
Is
credit,
going to be furious.
to Brian's credit, by the time he swung around, he was excited. He was like, I'm really excited. I'm going to meet somebody new. And then
Yeah.
I was like, hey, yeah.
So,
it's me.
okay, I don't know if you know what a solid you did me because
really?
because the 2 other guys that were on scooters were on the channel that overtook Scam School to become the #1 place of magic.
wow.
And I was appearing on his channel for the very first time. A little remember me?
Yeah,
I watched
nice.
the Muppet. And then by golly.
So to have
I
some
got
random guy.
Yes!
Brian
I owe
Brushwood.
you a life debt. That was amazing. Thank you.
Would have been a great. Brian Brushwood, you owe me $20. He left me at that bus stop. You never
Could have
came
gone
back.
either way.
No. Here's the thing. Here's how you can make it even.
Okay.
If you ever see me me in public, I want you to do the same thing to me.
Yes.
Nick
Holy shit,
Tangeman?
Nick Tangeman?
From Pod Therapy.
Yeah. Now I'll write my last name down so you
Yeah,
get it.
There we
that's
go.
a tough
Thank you.
one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Nick Tangeman.
Here in fabulous Las Vegas.
This guy.
Have you ever heard Don Rickles tell the story of doing this favor with Carson?
No.
Oh, no, sorry. He tells the story to Johnny Carson, but it's about Sinatra. And so Don Rickles is in a restaurant. He's telling this story to Johnny Carson. Don Rickles is in a restaurant, and Johnny Carson is over there. And Rickles is talking to Frank Sinatra is in the restaurant as well. And so Don Rickles is talking to Frank Sinatra, says, I'm here on a date with the missus. It'd be really great if you could come by the table and just say hello to me. It should really think a lot of it. And he goes, oh, yeah, I can do that. So he waits a little while and then comes by the table and goes, oh, Don Rickles, it's good to see you. And he goes, Frank, can't you see I'm trying to eat dinner?
Fuck off, Sinatra. I'm with my woman.
I've got my friend here. We're trying to have a meal, and you come over here interrupting us, Frank. What are you doing?
Dick.
Pro move.
Yeah. Great move.
I'd be fine with that. Yeah, I'd be fine with Brian Bushwood just being pissed off at me in public and just telling me to go fuck myself. Like, that's also acceptable.
Again?
Yeah. And he called me up there. Jim, get up here and help. Also, go fuck yourself. That was a tough day. Tough day for Jim. Yo, boy Rick James got beat up that day. Anyway, we've got some great questions for today's show and a professional magician to help us answer them. Why the fuck not? First question in the order: can a therapist?
How do you do a French drum?
Glad you asked.
Is this a quarter behind my ear? Hi, Pod Therapy. Here's a question I've been thinking about that might make therapists a little uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Do therapists actually judge their clients? We're constantly told that therapy should be a safe, non-judgmental space. But is that really possible? Therapists are human beings with their own values, biases, experiences, and personal reactions. Surely there are clients they genuinely like more than others, clients they find irritating, clients whose choices they disagree with, and even clients they quietly judge. So what happens to those judgments? Is a therapist capable of sitting across from someone who's done something they find morally objectionable, made choices they fundamentally disagree with, or repeatedly behaved in ways they find frustrating, and genuinely remaining impartial? And if the therapist believes they're being impartial, how would they even know? We all have blind spots. A therapist could sincerely believe they're offering unconditional acceptance while subtly communicating disapproval through their tone, questions, facial expressions, or the advice they give. Which raises an even bigger question. Does a therapist's judgment actually have to be expressed to be harmful? If a client senses that their therapist thinks they're selfish, irresponsible, manipulative, immature, promiscuous, lazy, difficult, or simply making terrible life choices, can they really be a trusting therapeutic relationship?
If a therapist falls in the woods.
Nobody's there to bill. Or does therapy require the client to believe at some level that their therapist isn't sitting there privately evaluating them? And here's the part I'm most curious about. Is unconditional positive regard actually possible? Or is it something therapists aspire to while knowing they'll inevitably fall short? Maybe the real mark of a good therapist isn't that they don't judge. Maybe it's that they're aware of the judgments, honest with themselves about them, and disciplined enough not to let those judgments determine how they treat their clients. But then again, if therapists are supposed to help people confront their own unhealthy behaviors and beliefs, isn't some degree of judgment unavoidable? At what point does clinical assessment become personal judgment? So, therapists of Pod Therapy, are you really non-judgmental, or are you just really good at hiding your judgments? And if you are judging your clients sometimes, does that make you a bad therapist or simply a human one? Signed, anonymous, pronouns are he and him.
That is not what makes Jim a bad therapist.
Yes. Yeah.
There's so many other things.
So many things.
He planted fake cocaine on a patient.
Time. It was once, and everybody thought it was hilarious.
Hey, Whitney, how many times have you done that?
Still waiting. Haven't done it
Yep,
yet.
so that's
You're a
0
boring
to 1.
therapist, you know. Nobody wants to go to rehab with you.
There was one line in there that raised an eyebrow from me, and maybe I'm not aware of it, but is the supposition true that the job of the therapist is unconditional, positive regard.
I wondered about that because I didn't think that was part of the gig.
Yeah,
Really?
and in fact, I think I would not like that if I received that because it's like I already have a robot to just tell me I'm,
Yeah, I know.
just
I think I'm
gas you up.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't need somebody else to tell me how awesome I am. I'm already awesome.
I mean,
So-
and to be honest, it's like if I'm going to a therapist, almost certainly I'm going to ask for them to render a summary judgment on my behavior, either in the past or in the future.
Something brought me in the door for sure.
Right.
This is interesting because you kind of bring up a really good point, actually, Brian. Like, there's a lot more that I see online now where people want their therapist to call them out or
Am I the asshole?
Yeah,
right, sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or they come into session and they're like, "Oh, I'm really struggling with X, Y, or Z, and why can't I why won't my anxiety go away? Whatever." And literally, I watched this recently where they were recording their therapy session with permission from the therapist, and the therapist was like, "Well, you haven't been to therapy in 2 months, so why would you expect why would you expect your anxiety to get better if you aren't even showing up?" And they're like, "Damn!" And everyone in the comments is like, "I need a therapist like this. I want a therapist to call me out." I was like, this is very interesting. And so, but unconditional positive regard, I don't think it means we're just going to gas you up or you can do no wrong. It's more like nuance in that in a way that's open-mindedness. I think Jim's used the example before. If you had to treat like Hitler.
Dr. Phil would be the worst fucking therapist ever. It's
Yeah,
a great
yeah.
TV show, guy.
I like the way you use the hypothetical in that.
Yeah. Would have been.
Previous
Would have
Dr.
been.
Phil. He's
I
not a
can't
doctor
imagine
anymore.
what a douche he would have been. If that's really how he did therapy, he'd be the worst fucking guy ever.
Yeah.
But it's a really great TV show host, right? We want to watch
Sure.
Judge Judy.
Is he?
People want to see
I'm not sure how good of a TV
the
host he is.
psychologist pass
I mean, when
judgment.
I was 15, I loved it.
I'll bet you did. Number one Googled thing among 15-year-old girls.
Oh my God.
Dr. Philip
Dr.
McGraw.
Phil.
Because who
Topless. Topless.
Topless Phil McGraw.
Oh,
And
yes.
that's his head.
Dr. Phil McGraw, feet.
I mean, you guys know he was in Playgirl.
Oh, was he really?
Oh, he was in Playgirl.
Oh, yes.
Yikes.
Good for him. Again, great
I
performer.
can hang this cowboy hat anywhere.
How's that working out for you?
His little cross eyes.
Home is where you hang your hat.
Oh, boy.
I guess
Take you
mine's on
home.
my dick and balls.
Well, who raised it?
Yeah, so I don't think that's
I also
a
picture
great
Dr. Phil
therapist.
as having a giant penis.
Okay.
I picture
don't
him as just
often
having
picture
a
his
fucking
penis.
Annoyingly large.
like a baby's
Cut or
arm.
uncut?
I think I was picturing it uncut.
Yeah, no, I think it's cut.
Are you
Huh.
sure? Yeah, I think he's cut.
Intellectually,
Yeah.
I think he's
He
cut,
seems
but
quite religious.
emotionally, I was picturing uncut.
Okay. my head says it's cut. My heart wants it to be uncut. That's where I'm at. Also, this is a question that comes up a lot in therapy. It's one of the first things people ask.
Dr.
when they
Phil's
sit down.
penis.
Cut
Yeah,
or
what's your
uncut?
theoretical
Cut or uncut.
orientation? Circumcised? Where are you at with this stuff? So, no, but this is like
Well, there was
everybody wants that
Schrodinger's
guy.
cat, and there's Dr. Phil's foreskin.
Oh, right. Of course.
The McGraw effect is what we call that professionally.
McGraw.
Yeah, nobody wants their therapist to be so judgy. But people say this all the time, and I'm sure you hear this in your private practice. Like, patients will come in and they'll go, I want a straight shooter. I want somebody who's going to tell me the truth.
Yep.
And then when they start talking, you're like, everybody in your life has told you the truth, and you don't believe them, right?
Right.
They all say you're a fucking narcissist or you're fucking crazy or whatever. And now you're here talking to me, and you're like, I'm not an alcoholic, right? I just like having a beer. And it's like, if I just tell you, yeah, you are, that's the end of our conversation. You're not going to get any help. So therapists often don't take that direct approach. We tend to go kind of around and okay, let's start by agreeing to things that you will like, that I can buy my way into this relationship by showing that I genuinely regard you, right? And that's what unlimited positive regard is starting the relationship from a position of, I really want to try to understand you so well. Because if you could really understand a human all the way through, you would inherently see the world from their perspective, and you'd be biased toward them, even if they did something that you think is morally wrong.
Would it be kind of akin to like the way a public defender has to?
You have an obligation to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
And during the Trump years, I mean which is fucking apparently still going on. On January 6th, I was doing therapy on January 6th.
Weird discovery.
And that was
to the president.
Yeah. He was calling me. He's like, Jim, what do I do? I was like, you stop right now, Don. I told you not to do this in the first place. You lost! Jesus Christ! Let it go, man.
No, that's not what you were saying. You were saying double down.
Double down, Johnny. Throw them dice. Democracy's getting boring, bitch.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Keep going, babe.
I've never understood Jim's thing with Iran, but I mean, apparently.
He comes to me for a lot of thoughts, okay? I direct a lot more policy people understand. But like on January 6th, I went back to back. I had patients that were very scared and going, oh my God, can you believe this is happening? And other patients that were like, this is it. We're going to overthrow the Biden people and the cabal, and he's going to lead the revolution. We're going to march in the streets. And that was very hard for me to listen to, right? But like even in that moment, which I think that position's morally repugnant and wrong, I have to still remember the person I'm talking to and see the world from their perspective, that they do believe there's a giant, conspiracy, that the election was stolen, that their president's not lying to them. And it's not my job to tell them that they're wrong. It's my job to understand them and try to use that understanding to still find ways to nudge them, but also only to fix the things they ask me to fix.
Yeah.
People don't come in and say, tell me who to vote for. They come in and say, I have fucking anxiety. Make it stop.
Let me ask you this, because I'm sitting here thinking because we're talking about is kind of being judgmental. Mm-hmm. Does it matter? Does it matter if your therapist likes you or not?
Kind of.
Yeah. I was like, it's not about it's about can I be vulnerable? Like it just like in your partnerships, like if you can't kind of tell them the shitty things about yourself and they still love you or care about you, then you're not going to have a very strong relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but I mean, I feel like that's more of just a respect thing.
Yeah. Yeah. We have something of a responsibility to recuse ourselves. If we actually have a word for this, it's transference and countertransference. And this can look any number of ways. Like you could have a client that you fall in love with, you're attracted to, and that's not okay, right? If that gets too strong, you actually need to break that relationship and refer them out. And the same thing can happen if you find that you don't like them.
But it's like Christianity, right? Where butt stuff is still okay.
God can't see that. Right. Yeah. That's
neither
God's
can the
blind
board.
spot.
Neither can the board of social workers. The board can't.
The old prison wallet. Jesus has no idea what's
just
going on
fine.
out there. Yeah. But no, this will happen. Like, I mean, there's clients, I don't know if you have demographics that you just can't work with, but there are populations of people that I cannot work with. I professionally can't do it
because I will not letting you do your children.
Right. No, but that's one of them, right? A demographic of people like I've worked with folks before that did at some point hurt children or something like that. And like,
sure,
I know I'm not their therapist. I'm not effective for it. Like, it's just that stuff's going to stick in my brain in a way that I can't still be helpful.
Is that not liking them? Is that just a result of not liking them?
So that's where...
Or is that just something that you can't get past?
So you bring up the next part of that question, which is if you have these feelings, how much are you showing them in session? That's kind of what I think was part of the question too. Like if you are having judgments, like will your client pick up on that? Even if you think, oh, I'm not expressing that, or I don't really have, even if I feel a certain type of way, I'm able to still sit here and work through these things with this client, but maybe the client is picking up on that.
Right.
I don't know.
And again, sometimes there is a way to be honest with somebody and challenge them. But I don't know about your philosophy, Nick, but mine is I want to earn the right to do that. So like I want our relationship to be so strong that whenever, if Brian's my patient and he's saying, Jim, do you think that I'm out of line on this? I want to have earned the right to say, I know where you're going with this. I know what you're trying to do. I think your heart's in the right place. But here's why I think that's self-sabotage. Here's why I think it's not going to get what you want, buddy. And I want to approach it in a way that he goes, okay, you're not attacking me. You're trying to help me. You're nudging me and saying this is probably not helpful.
Do you ever like preface it though? I do this a lot because I have clients who will say that like, I want you to be really honest with me, but usually I will say, hey, I feel like we've built a lot of rapport up, so I'm gonna challenge this here for a minute. Like I really set the tone, the mood.
Okay, fatty.
Yeah.
You got it.
Always lead with body shame. That's how you
it's rule number 1 in the ethics code.
So, what'd you say? I couldn't hear you over your tiny dick.
Mr. President. Brian, in a past episode of the show, you shared with us that you've been through therapy, that's been good for you in life. And, in your relationship, working through therapy stuff, did you pick up on a vibe that like, okay, this person's on my side, they agree with me, or did they have like a balance of challenging you as well?
There have been multiple kind of rounds of therapy, almost always as like a maintenance measure. I think we talked about when I lost my brother, and it was like, well, however I think I feel, I suspect there's a lot of things that I'm not aware of, and so I went to a grief therapist, and I got fired.
You're grieving wrong. Get out.
I mean, look, I don't want to say podcasters are a superior psychological breed.
Go on.
But
We all know they
essentially,
But in your book, Mein Kampf, you did allude to this very strongly.
Wait, did you beat therapy?
I won.
I knew it.
Completed it.
well, I mean, essentially, what would happen is I would do a one mic podcast for him,
Right.
and he was very, and I would talk through all of my things and all this stuff, and then, what was weekly became every other week, and then I was like, so, what, maybe once a month? And he goes, or
Don't come back.
never.
Yeah.
He's like, you really seem like you're past this. I was like,
Okay.
I kind of am, aren't I?
Okay.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
good.
agreed with them, though. You thought, I think I'm probably fine.
Yeah, well, and especially because, like, the moment he said that, and to be honest, like, a fear that I had going into therapy, I think we talked about this before, is that there is a financial incentive to make sure that I always
Right.
need more therapy.
Sure.
right?
Sure.
That's the
And
fear,
so
yeah.
it really impressed me, like, for him to say, I mean, certainly come back if there's something you want to work on, but,
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
see what else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that? I mean, it's hard to ask this question. Do you think you would have been more likely to continue regular therapy had you continued going regularly, or do you think do you think that kind of having that release from therapy with the invitation to come back if and when you need it again? Do you think that helped or hurt your relationship to therapy? I guess is what I'm asking.
Oh, I think I am the biggest evangelist for therapy among my friends, and when they bring up aren't they just
Yeah.
psychic vampires
Right.
that you
Yeah.
pay? It's like, well,
They're not
maybe
just that.
yeah, there's so much more.
Emotional prostitution is a big part of it.
But I hold up my experience as an example. And nowadays, here's an interesting thing. I think what I wanted out of therapy, out of the continued weekly experience, I now get with success coaching because, and really, the success coach is not telling me any voodoo for success. It's quite simply like I spend an hour announcing what I intend to get done, what I'm working on, where I'm at, or whatever, and then something wonderful happens. There is a deadline, and then 1 week later, as that Thursday appointment gets closer,
have to
around
get it
Tuesday,
done.
I start asking myself, "What do you? Hey, man, if you want to show up with a story about why it didn't get done, here are a bunch of really good stories." Or just throwing it out there, maybe you could do the dang thing, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that accountability goes a long way. So, Nick, you've worked in the trenches of rehabs. It's
Yeah.
easy to not love everybody that walks in there.
Yeah, surprisingly
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that kind of stuck out to me as far as like being non-judgmental, I think part of this comes with experience because like early on working in drug and alcohol treatment, I felt like I kind of got arrogant as a new therapist and being like, okay, like this person, they're going to do well. I can tell they're going to be okay. And then this person, nope, they don't have it this time. They're going to go back out. They're going to relapse. They're going to come back another time, so on and so forth. And I learned very quickly that I was wrong 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Almost always wrong. And then I kind of realized like, oh, I'm not in the game of making predictions.
No.
And I have to start treating everybody the same. And I think that's part of where the judgmental piece can become a factor. Is as a therapist, if I've got two people in a drug and alcohol treatment program, and I get the sense that one of them's taking it very seriously, and one of them is just fucking around trying to avoid their probation officer,
Right.
and I'm gonna devote time, like, oh, I'm gonna devote more time to this person, and that's a judgment call based off of what I'm seeing from them. Where in reality, what I've kind of learned is I was like, well, I need to understand that everybody is in the preparation stage of change for something. One person may be in the preparation stage of change for quitting alcohol.
Right.
Another person may be in the preparation stage of change for getting off probation.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're both in preparation.
They're here doing something.
Yeah. So instead of dividing up my efforts and being more serious about this one person, what I need to do is I need to just change what my role is and be 100% committed to each of them, but from their whatever perspective that they need.
Interesting. Yeah, another thing. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, you said you have a tough time working with people who've hurt children.
Right.
Well, in drug and alcohol treatment, That's everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, if they have parent, or if they are parents,
Right.
yes, they have seriously screwed up their children. Some of them have lost parental rights.
Right.
That can become very difficult to deal
Yeah.
with. But you have to understand that, like, you have to approach it from this perspective of, like, there were a series of events and conditions that led to this happening.
Right.
It wasn't just one day they decided to be shitty to their kids.
Right.
It was a lifetime of trauma that they passed on to their children.
Yeah. And this is, I think, goes back to the letter, because one of the things the writer asked us was, do you think that there's ever a situation where you believe that you are impartial? You believe that you are non-judgmental, but it's possible that it's in there anyway. And I don't know about you two, but it's 100% that's been true for me. And I've had supervision, or I've had consultation with colleagues where, as we're talking about it, they can detect it. And they'll be like, hey, man, you seem a little edgy when you talk about that particular case. Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, no, like, everything changes, dude. Like, your demeanor changes. Like, you're kind of a fun guy, and like, you get really solemn and serious. And through that kind of like mutual mirroring observation, that's part of how I realize some of the populations that I need to like have an extra like step in my work to understand, like, I need to prepare myself for this. I have to monitor myself for certain biases or certain like angles. That's a real thing, at least for me, that like has come out in my work. I don't know if y'all two relate to that.
Well, yeah, you bring up like that internal feeling you have whenever you're in a session and you feel, yeah, maybe you're reacting differently or pushing back, or there's a little more maybe tension, like light tension. And so at some point, I think when I notice that, I just try and back off and evaluate, like, why am I bothered by this right now? Or why am I reacting
shaking
this
when
way?
I was pointing the gun. You know, it's starting to, what's going on? Open this twitch.
I was barely able to shoot that baby.
This kind of brings up for me a more modern view on therapists, where younger therapists, I think, are more comfortable disclosing more about themselves in sessions. And that's always been kind of a hot topic. You know, we were all taught from like the really old white guys, you know, that were starting therapy years and years ago, like, disclose nothing. Like, you are a blank page. Like,
Never
this
let
is
them know
about
who you
your
really
client. Don't let them know who you are. And there's been a shift into like, oh, well, some people want their therapist to be human, so I'm okay with a little self-disclosure. But I find that's where it gets tricky, because these people coming into therapy, I know if I'm going into therapy, you're watching your therapist and listening to them. And if they let anything out about something personal, that's going to stick with me. Like, Peter mentioned this earlier tonight. He was like, his therapist had dogs, like, in the office with him when they'd meet.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, really interesting, right?
Yeah.
We love dogs, but we are not dog people. And so that's fine.
It's not, though. I'm not okay with it.
So
I don't know
he
how
was
you feel,
like,
Nick. I don't like her
I'm having
anymore.
a tough time being non-judgmental.
Fuck
You
with
ready
me,
to
right? I
recuse
mean, kind of like, fuck with me. Yeah.
so he was
mean,
like,
some people
I know,
are cunts.
I know
There
I'm
are
gonna
dogs
get-
in this room right now.
I'll take it. I will take it
did not know
because
you
I'm
felt
okay.
this way.
I'm comfortable in who I am, not being a dog person.
Well, I'm not.
So he was like, you know, she had an older dog for a while that would just go and lay next to Peter. She's like, oh, he doesn't like anyone. I'm like, of course they like the one person that's not a dog person.
Right.
He's like, that dog was cool. He's like, but then she brought in this other dog for a while that would come up and like lick me and like be all over me. And he's like,
While
Can I
he's
tell him-
sobbing, telling a story.
he was like, I you know, can I say I don't want your dog to be like, like, I don't know.
He just likes the salt of your tears. That's fine.
Yeah, pretty much. They're delicious. And so anyway, I say that as kind of a lighthearted example of like, he knows where his therapist stands when it comes to like animals. And he's like, well, I don't feel like I can really tell her, hey, I would like your dog to not be on the
Right.
couch next to me licking my face while I'm crying.
But it sounds like he likes the authenticity, that she sort of is who she is.
Yeah, I think that is fine. He never commented on that to me. So I don't know.
I've definitely met therapists over the years that are very like about being who they are, and they have this Dr. Phil energy of like,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't care for that.
unapologetically myself.
I don't either.
Fuck you, you
I
know,
don't either.
get on board or get out. And it's like, part of me admires that they do that up front. Like, put that on your website. Tell us that you're religious.
Day one, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
like get it out there.
Okay.
Like, just be really loud about it. Like, good. That way people can make an informed decision. But the ones who hide that, and then you get in there, and then they're like, you know, I do what I do, and like, this is my program. It's sort of like, I don't think they're going to be very effective.
Like, all right.
There's not space for your client to be there
Yeah.
if you're taking up that space.
Yeah.
See, that's not a problem for me because I just don't feel that.
just don't go to therapy?
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just.
It's mostly anti-therapy.
Your personality is
no,
best described as beige. You know?
Yeah, I don't feel that's serious. 100%.
No, that was a compliment.
I know. I don't feel I'm that interesting.
You're not.
So
Wow.
You're the
Wait,
sixth
what?
most interesting person in this room.
yeah,
The sleeping dog is fascinating.
I'm not even going to fight it. I'm not even, yeah, but
Yeah, your personality does not dominate with your therapy.
to the writer, I don't. I think being judgmental is one of those things that I don't think you can control it. I think
Yeah.
at best you become aware of it.
Yeah, that's a great point.
It's a great question, though, Ryder, because I think there's something a lot of people wonder is I assume the therapist I'm going to meet with is really trying to get to know me. They want to see my perspective. But I'm going to always wonder, like, hey, if you really did have beef with what I'm saying, if I'm telling you I'm robbing a bank or I'm a criminal or I'm committing
I would
fraud.
have to tell then.
Oh, you're a narc? Oh, I didn't know you were a snitch therapist. Okay, log that in mind, listeners. Jim and Nick, we don't fucking narc, all right? And Jacob, he
I want
No.
in.
as long as he gets his
Jacob
cut.
wants his cut.
Jacob wants in.
Just won't wet my beak.
What's the scam?
What's the scam?
As long as you cut
Let
Jacob
me in.
Daddy just wants to wet his beak.
That's it.
It's a good question to ask, Ryder. I'm glad
I'll
to
get
get a
you
chance
protection.
to talk about it. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking about being in a healthy relationship with somebody who refuses to work on themselves. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Smitty Scoop, Mason Miller, Tess Miller, Byler T, Paris, Team Monaco, Oscar Swanrose, Anna Marie, Emma Kane, Myra, and Sam Cohn. And if you'd like to sponsor the show, become a therapist at patreon.com/therapy. Trivia. We got some leftover trivia.
All right, hit us.
Warm them up.
Groups. Here we go.
I
Brian.
hate
thing.
these so much.
He's going to list off a few things. You buzz in when you know what the
What
thing.
the common theme is, what they all have in common.
So if you start listing off colors, you might buzz in and say
we'll
like
let
crayons.
Brian take a few swipes at it so you can get the hang
I'm
of it.
buckling for the 90s comedy of like, they drive like this.
Okay, here we go. Citizen Kane, Jaws, E.T., Saving Private Ryan, Shawshank.
Movies that don't live up to the hype.
There it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're close.
Spielberg.
yeah.
Ah, come
No.
on.
Oh, that was going to be my guess, but I was like, it's got to be that
Brian's
confusing.
closer.
Movies
Don't live up-
that didn't get like a
Wait,
Oscar or something.
Turn pro.
Oh, are Oscar losers?
Classic films that never won a Best Picture.
A best picture. Okay.
yeah.
I was like, they didn't win something they should have.
Those are not all Spielberg films?
No,
I
no,
was gonna
Citizen
guess-
Kane was not a
Oh,
Spielberg.
Citizen Kane. I forgot about Citizen Kane.
E.T., Jaws,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan fell because of the Weinstein Company.
Oh.
Because they had their marketing machine. What won that year was, do you guys remember?
No.
No.
Shakespeare in Love.
No.
What?
Yeah,
Saving Private Ryan?
That superior movie.
Shakespeare in
Shakespeare in
Love.
Love.
Ooh.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
That was in the
Wow.
same time period that American Beauty beat out the Hurricane, I think. Or was that might have been Kevin Spacey over Denzel.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
That might have been that same.
Yeah,
For best
you want
actor.
That one
Yeah,
back.
Yeah.
American Beauty was
I
a
loved that
fascinating
movie
though.
so much.
Yeah.
Oh, the
And then when the
Hurricane,
Kevin
though, was
Spacey
great.
stuff
I
came
don't
out, I was
even
like,
remember
no.
the Hurricane. Do you think that you're partial to it because of the Louisiana thing? I feel like that was a sensitive issue for you. So the Hurricane
Hurricane?
would hit harder for you.
It's not about that.
Oh,
That's about a box. It's a boxing movie.
it was poorly named. I'm going to be honest.
It's not really a boxing movie. It was just as.
Well, yes, but it's about a boxer.
Also, wasn't history unkind to the story that they were telling?
I thought it was just a guy that went to prison unjustly.
Yes, but then.
Was it not unjustly?
Brian with the T.
Either way,
listened to
Denzel
his-
was great in the movie.
we all agree on that.
That's all I was talking
Exclusively
about.
listens to White Girl Murder Mystery, and so he has all the tea on
Yes.
all these unsolved cold cases.
Okay, we'll do one more.
Okay.
Knife, gnome, pneumonia.
Words that
The only things
start
that
with
can
the
make
wrong letter.
Yes.
A silent
They start with a
letter.
silent
N-words
letter.
that don't start with N.
I'll take N words for 2000, Alex.
The next one was psychology, and then wrinkle. They all have a silent first letter.
Okay.
Very good.
So
Wrinkle?
Brian's 1 for 2 on this. He's doing really good.
Wait, did you say the word wrinkle?
Rankle.
Oh, yeah.
Wrinkle?
Because it doesn't
Oh,
start
because
with
the
R.
W.
Wrinkle.
W.
Or maybe
Well,
Jacob
wrinkle?
didn't know how to spell wrinkle.
Louisiana School District.
Did you say more wrinkle?
You gonna say more wrinkle?
I have more wrinkles on my face right here.
Grandma had lots of more wrinkles.
I read the book of Wrinkle in Time.
It's got to be the name. Wrinkle.
Cowinkle.
Yeah, there's a K in there.
Louisiana, we spell that one with a
Crinkle.
Q.
Crinkle.
Oh my God. All right. Brian's winning. Can you be in a healthy relationship with someone who refuses to work on themselves? Hi, guys. My partner and I have been together for about 3 years. Like most relationships, things were pretty great in the beginning. He was outgoing, funny, social, and seemed generally happy. I knew he had a difficult childhood, including some neglect and possibly verbal abuse, but I didn't realize how much it had affected him. As we've gotten more comfortable with each other, I've started to see a different side of him. Depression seems to be a much bigger part of his life than I originally understood. He's often withdrawn, unmotivated, and just down. It's not that he's unhappy with me or that our relationship is bad. He just seems to carry this cloud around him much of the time. We've talked about it, and he's tried therapy a couple of times. Both times he went for maybe 5 or 6 sessions, felt like he learned some useful tools, and then stopped because he felt he'd gotten what he needed. He's not interested in going back right now, and he's also very resistant to the idea of medication. He's had some pretty bad side effects from medications in the past, so I understand why he's hesitant. The problem is that I don't know what my role is supposed to be in all this. I'm a naturally pretty happy and optimistic person. I want to be supportive, and I try hard to be there for him. But sometimes I feel like his depression is starting to affect me. I find myself wondering how long I can keep trying to lift someone up when they don't seem particularly interested in doing anything differently themselves. At the same time, I feel guilty even thinking that way. He didn't choose to have a difficult childhood. He didn't choose depression, and I don't want to make him feel like he's a burden. I love him, and I genuinely want this relationship to work. So, what am I supposed to do? How do you support a partner with chronic depression without becoming responsible for their happiness? And at what point does being supportive turn into sacrificing your own emotional well-being? I'd also really like to know whether it's realistic to expect things to change if someone doesn't want ongoing therapy or medication. Can a relationship with someone who's chronically depressed be healthy when they're not actively treating the depression? Thanks for any advice. Anonymous. Pronouns are she and her. Damn. That's a tough one. Well, and that's part of depression too, right? Like one of the terrible things about depression as a mental illness, it's one of the only mental illnesses that talks you out of treatment. Like anxious people are so excited. They're like, oh, medicine? Fuck yeah. Yeah, hook it up. Like, right, mainline that shit right now. There's therapy that can make me not have panic attacks immediately. I'm going to do back-to-back therapy sessions. I want this as fast as possible. Depression is like this parasite in the brain that talks you out of doing anything that would possibly change the ecosystem and make it unfriendly to that parasite. And so it's a pain in the ass to treat.
Even for things that you know work.
Right.
Like I know people, that just when they go through those spells of depression, they know that like, oh, if I go and I play some music, I'll feel better. If I go get some exercise, I'll feel better.
Yeah.
But it's just you're stuck. Like,
Why
don't you go do that?
Getting the motivation to actually go do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, go for a walk, get some sunshine. Yeah, that would usually help. Are you going to go do it? No. Why? I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's the catch-22. So what the writer's talking about, I think we all relate to. Like we've all seen this in somebody where they are depressed, it's chronic, and then they're not going to do the things that might help them get better. And then the people around them, the stakeholders, are sort of like, what's my role in that? Do I push you toward help? Like, where do we go?
Well, so here's my question. And, not knowing anything, I'll be curious whether or not what I'm about to say is like anathema, or maybe it's different with depression. But what I'm hearing is there's currently a homeostasis in which she has some role of accommodating his depression. And if he is, wherever his mental thermostat is, he's getting fed enough support that the most comfortable place to be is exactly where he is, which is this amount of depressed, and he's still getting all the things. From the outside, it sounds like, well, it seems like she needs to incentivize him to make a change, which means not something bad like withholding affection or anything like that.
An ultimatum.
But I don't know if we talked about this. My oldest daughter has a touch of the Tourette's, which and a little bit of OCD, which manifests as a child as her being punishment proof. So normal kids, you reward good behavior, you punish bad behavior, but none of the punishments stuck. And so we started to learn something called the nurtured heart approach, which is basically you alter the monetary supply of praise. So all of a sudden the new baseline is 20 to 40 compliments for neutral behavior. Right. And when you see something, even if they do something bad, like I saw you yelling at your sister and you guys got really heated, but you know what I really liked is you didn't use your fist. Some kids would use their fist. And so when that becomes normal, eventually you build up enough credit that when they do something bad, the worst thing you could do is let them eat static, and do a reset and so on. And that worked really well in our family. And it creates a virtuous cycle where everybody is only affecting behavior with praise. Now, I don't know what that happens in an ecosystem where there's a parasite in the brain, right? Where it's like, would you withhold, or like, I'm not participating in your depression. You have to change something if you want us to be a thing. I don't know.
But your story illustrates a really big truth about depression, right? Which is like, I can't yell at you for this because you're depressed. If I'm like, hey, Brian, you're really fucking this up. You're right. I really am fucking this up. Fuck. No, that's not what I want. Come out of the hole. Come out of the hole. Like, you're not trying. You're right. I can't try. I'm not worthy. And you're like, fuck. Like, you can't do anything to them. You only push them deeper.
Would it be the wrong thing to say, I am drawing a boundary. I am not participating in this?
I don't think it's that wrong.
I don't either, honestly. And I mean, even if I guess the great thing about this is what you're saying is a good for the listener to be able to hear and actually look at, what am I doing that's actually playing a role in this? Because I think a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people think that, like, well, I'm playing a role if I actively choose to participate. And no, you're playing a role whether you choose to participate or not.
Of course.
Right.
And so it is important to just take a look at, like, what am I doing that is either contributing or pushing this way or pulling that way? Yeah. And yeah, I think that seems like it would be a really good approach to be able to kind of take that same strategy and just be able to, like, on those days when he's feeling really good, what can we do to really reinforce that? And then when it's not, just not play along.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of like a natural consequence sort of, and not pulling back per se, but just, it's showing them, with mental health, usually it's not until your life is disrupted that people really seek help. So I don't think, Ryder, you should actively pull back. I don't think that's what Brian's saying either, like actively punish in some way. But in a lot of ways, it's more like allowing yourself to show that you are affected by his depression, I think is okay. And you sound like a very caring and empathetic person where you want to help your partner. You love them. You're like, they didn't ask for this, and they did not. You were right about all of those things. But you giving and giving and giving has allowed it to probably go on a little longer, maybe to a higher extreme than it would with other people. And so, I actually don't think you're wrong, Brian, at all to kind of like adjust how you react or respond to their depression, because they care about you too, I'm guessing, and that they will start to notice if you shift, and then they might be like, oh shoot, I don't want to lose this person.
But that authenticity is a gift, giving people the dignity of discomfort, which we've talked about on the show before, that, we want to be their champion, we want to be their advocate, we want to be their cheerleader. and I'm in an ecosystem with you. You're my co-parent, you're my spouse, and we're in the same boat. Your half of the boat can't sink without bringing my half of the boat down too, right? And so like I'm bailing out
Fatty.
your water. But at the
Thank you
same
for your honesty.
okay, somehow. But like, yeah,
So
we're in this
authentic.
together,
You
and
can
I
please
think
get
it's
the fuck out of my boat.
Just throw yourself
You're really
off
bringing
the boat.
us down.
Yeah, it'll be a real favor.
Jacob's life coaching. He just puts the pistol down and he says,
Speaking of the
I'll be
honesty.
back in an hour. Do what you know we all need you to do.
Circle of life.
Succumb. But no, like there's a dignity to that discomfort, to telling this other person, hey, I need you. And this is something we say a lot in addiction treatment too. We'll tell them, you're not responsible for your disease, right? You're not responsible for your illness. You are responsible for your recovery. You don't, it has effects on me that you choose to live in your illness and to do nothing about it, right? And like, I'm willing to work with you. I don't like working against you. It's like the old canoe simulator. Like, I need us to paddle in the same direction.
Damn
The
canoe.
old canoe.
The old
Damn
canoe
canoes.
simulator.
What do you say, baby? You want to go on the old canoe simulator tonight?
It's a real test, of
That
relationship.
thing that we always talk about, the old canoe simulator.
Stroke.
Oh, not that kind of canoe simulator.
I mean, why not?
I mean, maybe, yeah. It could be that kind
I'm not
of
here
night.
to yuck
Yeah.
his yum, Let him live. Let the man live.
Brian can only come while watching Ben-Hur.
Oh, then you'll love the Odyssey.
I was just saying that. We were just talking about the
He
honesty.
can't get through it. Sitting in, he's like, God, why are there so many people here? I'm just trying to sit in the back.
He really watches the first 20 minutes, but the last 3 hours he just naps through it.
Never gets through the beginning.
It's just like, it's like life imitating art, or vice versa, where like Odysseus had to be tied to the boat to hear the
Right.
sirens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brian's got to be tied to the theater seats to just be able to make it through the oar scenes.
I can't stop. Yeah, but you're in this with your partner, and so like I think you're allowed, as Whitney was saying, to be expressive about that, to be authentic about that. And a lot of people are so afraid when your partner's depressed or a family member's depressed that they're fragile, they're made of glass, and so you're really, really scared to say, your shit is bumming me out. Like your unwillingness to get help affects this ecosystem of our family, and like I'm holding you accountable, like, because we're so scared that if we do anything to them, we're going to chase them down the hole and they're just going to jump.
Do you think that conversation is best? Because obviously, there's kind of an ebb and flow with this, where you're going to have that conversation at more of a high point as opposed to at a low point.
Well, I like Brian's illustration of solution-focused brief therapy. You didn't know that's what that is. But so
You are a
solution-focused,
therapist.
you're doing it, is you're rewarding what's working, right? So we talk about starving the weeds and watering the flowers. So instead of coming at them with negative reinforcement, we're choosing instead to amplify anything positive. I like how this time you only fought for 2 minutes. Last time it was 5 minutes. You're doing so much better, right? And like, okay, like you used to get a C- and now you're getting a C. I'm so proud of you. And it's like, again, we're just reinforcing what you're doing right as a way to amplify that, which, fun fact, psychology learned that from kindergarten teachers. They would start class and all these kids are all over.
They're not paid enough.
You need to fucking sit down and shut up. We need to get on the reading rug, and you're yelling at everybody. Bobby, come over here. Jessica, get down. Instead, it's, I love how Jason is sitting crisscross applesauce on the reading rug. And then 5 kids flock over. Oh my gosh, now Brian's doing it. And it's like, everybody's rewarding good behavior gets really big results. And I think this goes back to your point, Nick, about what is the timing for this? How do we give that feedback? And sometimes that feedback is not negative feedback, as Brian was talking about. It's solution-focused feedback. It's, hey, I noticed that you went outside and checked the mail today. I'm really proud of you. I know that sunlight's good for you. Getting steps in is good for you. I know it's only 50 steps to the end of the driveway here to get the mail and come back in, but you could have put that off and you did it. And I'm really proud of you. I really hope we can do more of that. Let's do it again. Do it again tomorrow. And it's like, okay, that's actually just a compliment.
Well,
that's just a nice thing.
But what I like about that is that buried in that is one of the most core things that it feels like everybody needs, which is, boy, do people love nothing more than feeling noticed and seen, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the real gift that comes in that is like, I noticed that you got up and went.
Yeah. And this is actually a big part of how we treat, depression in therapy. I mean, we do have to challenge people because we have to say, hey, I don't think that's helping. Like, you're drinking a lot for the depression. I don't think that's doing it for you. but like any small micro change, even a 1% change, in depression work, we talk a lot about the cognitive triangle, the 3 pieces that we're trying to just move in any amount. And we could probably help depression if we can get any corner to move. One of it's physicality, like can we get you to exercise, walk, do anything that moves your body, that moves you in your environment. One is mental health medicine, so like the biochemistry of the brain. And then the other corner is cognition, like the way you're seeing the world. Therapists can only help you with that corner. You need your psychiatrist or your doctor to do the medicine, and you need your partner and your life to move your ecosystem. Going to the gym, taking that walk in the sun, taking up a hobby, reading a book, listening to music, whatever it is that makes you happy. Going to scam school and buying magic tricks.
Yeah.
That'll fix a lot of depression.
Tell Brian how old you were when you watched this video.
I was rock hard 13-year-old the first time I found Brian Brushwood.
It's true.
I was watching Baywatch. All of a sudden a commercial comes on for Sam
Brian
School.
and Baywatch.
Oh my God.
Do you want to know what it's like to paddle a canoe? Do I have the game for you?
Try this simulator.
There he was in those dripping
Is it
baggies.
a simulator or stimulator?
The canoe stimulator.
Episode title.
Thank you, Nick.
Some people just call it a seat.
And you can vamp. I need to write that down.
I hope that helped.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
You're welcome.
I love all the advice here, and I do really like the idea of, and not don't beat yourself up over this,
Yeah.
but do take a look at what ways do you think maybe you might be contributing that you don't even realize. And again, in the same way that I don't think your significant other is, responsible. They did not choose the disease. You did not necessarily choose to kind of be in this situation either, but you found yourself here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think happens a lot. She said 3rd year in, right?
Yeah.
And I do think
Long
that,
time.
especially when people are dating, it can become a lot easier. You can hide depressive symptoms for a little
Right.
bit,
Yeah.
and put your best
Yeah.
foot forward. But eventually, we all return to our status quo.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like they got past an important part, which is that the depression is known to both parties and they've talked about it a
Yes.
bit, which means that she has runway to have an honest conversation where it's like, look, I love you. I don't intend for this to be a threesome with
Right.
your depression.
Right.
And so if you're willing to work with me to starve that out,
Yeah.
then we could do this. But if you are choosing the depression over me, then we're going to have a problem.
That's fair. And I think a lot of people feel like that's a monstrous thing. Like, oh no. But then I've also seen the thing where they feel like it's a bait and switch because they're like, well, in the beginning, you didn't show all this depression. Like, yeah, I was dating somebody new. It was pretty great. Like you were a cure for my depression
Right.
for a while. And then it turns out I have a chronic severe mental illness and it came
Now
roaring
you're kind
back.
of a bitch.
Now you're being such a bitch. You bring it up all the time.
Life
Maybe
bitch.
you're the problem. Maybe it isn't me. But no, Brian, you bring up a really good point, which is that I think a lot of people are afraid to offer any accountability, any confrontation about that because they're so afraid they're going to break the person or that they're being cruel or they're being inhumane. And really, therapists, when we have our druthers and we have the opportunity to talk to this, what we call the stakeholder, the girlfriend, our advice is usually, no, we need you to be more honest with this person. My therapy will go better with your boyfriend when he's getting the truth from you that you're saying, I love you. And this is exhausting, and you're choosing not to do what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to therapy once a week. You're supposed to take your medicines every single day. Your therapist is telling you to go do all these new things. You're not listening to him, and I'm just sort of here staring at the mess. This is going to cost you something, and that'll motivate people to get more help.
People forget that just because people are getting help, that person is still an adult.
Yeah.
And treating that person as an adult, giving them kind of that grace to know that they have fucked up and to know that you still hold them responsible for fucking up can often kind of kickstart somebody back on that path to like, oh, I am expected to deal with this.
Well, and I think that all of us have had times that we have found ourselves in a funk and we know we're in a funk and we're just sort of waiting for that inciting incident where it's like, I'm going to get up off this couch as soon as, I don't know, something happens.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
hoping they'll just feel better tomorrow too.
Right.
Even if it's like,
But you're right. It takes a watershed moment a lot of the time because we keep meaning to do something. And then all of a sudden somebody says, hey, I see this problem. It's obvious to me now. And you go, oh, okay, that just woke me up, right? Like I needed that kind of like shuffle the deck moment. Now, all right, I feel motivated because the equilibrium, as Brian was talking about earlier, the status quo has changed. And you're right. When you hit this place in depression where like the depression can coexist with my life as it is, guess what? It will. Like something's got to change that counterbalances it. And that's whenever somebody's actually stimulated to make the right move.
Yeah.
I was stimulated to make a move.
Canoe stimulated, if you will. This is a tough one, though, writer. And, and if you're out there and, you relate maybe to the writer or maybe to the writer's partner and you've experienced depression, we just want to remind you that what we said earlier is very, very true. You're going to hear this internal voice that tells you there's no point. Why try therapy? It didn't work before. Why try medicine? It didn't work before. I've gone to the gym plenty of times. I've gone for walks plenty of times. I'm still depressed. It's not going to get better. And we need you to remember that that is part of the delusion of that disease. It is lying to you. And if you let it lie to you long enough, it will steal your life. It will steal your relationships. And for some people, it does literally steal their lives because they believe all the way to the point where they accept this lie that their life has no value, that there is no hope. And so with depression, you have to hold your nose and dive into the cold water. You have to do something really uncomfortable every single day. It gets easier and easier every day that you do it. And the good news is it is a curable, treatable illness, but it is an illness. And the moment you forget that that's true, you will succumb to it. And then you won't let people help you. You won't listen to your doctor. You won't listen to your therapist. You won't listen to your stakeholders. So if you're out there today and you're feeling those feelings, you're experiencing clinical depression, get fucking help. Start that work. You have to do it. It is the right thing to do. And if you don't, this girlfriend in the letter is going to leave you. Okay. Or whoever is in your life, everything will be lost. Or this particular lady. I don't know.
So cheer up.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
Put on a smile. Come on.
Stop fucking around, Fatty.
Just be happy.
I'm going to tell you right now.
This canoe ain't going to stimulate itself. Come on.
I need you to look around. I need you to take a step back. I need you to look at your life. I need you to get your shit together. Or I'm going to slap you right across the face. Full arm.
Yeah.
Not like a little slap.
That's the main justice.
Big slap.
That's right.
Talking Sean Connery here.
Main justice.
You've been life coached.
Reminds me of that Bob Newhart skit. It's like, just stop it. Just stop.
Stop it.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking about when is an argument more than an argument? You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Smitty Scoop, Mason Miller, Tess Miller, Byler T, Paris, Team Monaco, Oscar Swanros, Anna Marie, Emma Kane, Myra, and Sam Cohn. And if you would like to sponsor the show, become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy. All right, here we go. Justify, affirmed, Seattle slew, American Pharaoh,
Oh,
Secretariat.
Buzz.
Yes.
Kentucky Derby winners. Or no. Shit.
Is it the
Triple Crown?
The Triple Crown.
that
Like the
one.
tri
Yeah.
thing.
Triple Crown.
Ryan for the rebound.
Yeah. As soon as I said it, I was like, nope, that's not quite right.
Nope.
Nice.
Okay. Koala bear, water bears.
Bears that aren't bears.
Yes.
Oh. What was the rest of the list?
Yeah.
Red panda,
yeah.
teddy bear, and bear cat.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Want to do one more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ostrich, emu.
No. It's gonna be birds
Kiwi.
that don't fly.
Fucking
Yes.
dinosaur birds. What was
I
it?
got the animals, birds that don't fly.
Oh, okay.
Flightless birds is a better way to say it.
Oh, I forgot a kiwi was a bird.
Not a fruit.
Like,
Not a fruit.
so 2 birds and a fruit. I was really confused.
Okay. All
Like,
right.
finally went easy on me for these categories. I hate them so much. I'm so bad at them.
Well, Brian, undisputed champion of trivia.
I know, Brian's killing it.
I've been on an animal video kick lately on the socials.
Cute
and mostly cute animals, but one was an ostrich that attacked a giraffe. It was like it was just a video in the wild.
Wow.
And this ostrich was going after a giraffe and kept going after it. The giraffe like kicked it a couple of times, got it away. And finally, the giraffe just hit it and killed that bird.
The giraffe's
Because the ostrich
had your
just
warning.
would not stop.
Fucked around and found out.
I mean, the giraffe hit that ostrich hard like 3 or 4 times,
Yeah.
and then it swung its head down and did like the full on.
Oh, it killed it with
giraffe.
its head?
Well, that's how giraffes
Like a headbutt?
They like
That's a
swing
little
their head
horn?
all
Like
the way
a
down,
club, like a golf
Their
club.
I
head
did
is a
not know-
Morningstar mace.
Jesus.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Did you see the one that
Like crumpled that ostrich.
Oh, my God.
see the hippo versus the alligator?
Oh, where he no, wait, what?
No, there was a hippo and an alligator was like they were facing off. They were going to go after each other. And it's in slow-mo, and you see the alligator open its mouth, and it's just going to go take a bite right at this hippo. Hippo just opens its mouth twice as high.
Oh my God.
It's like an obtuse angle.
It's like, no.
Those hippo
I'm not
mouths,
kidding. Bites his head completely off.
Oh, my God.
Bit the head off of the alligator.
Oh, my God.
yeah.
That is insane.
Oh, this is awesome.
I
It's
did
like Faces
see.
of Death.
I did
shit.
see one, and the same one that was hyenas jumping onto a hippo.
That's the one I saw, and that ruled.
and the hippo with like 2 or 3 of them on him and,
Yes.
and like biting him just goes out into the river
Yes.
where all the crocodiles
And
are.
they just maul the
and
hyenas.
basically just drops the hyenas in the crocodiles.
amazing.
And then fucks right off out of the river.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
it's
so
addictive.
Just gets out on the other
Drives them in.
and like when he's getting out, because the crocodiles obviously are not trying to fuck with the hippo.
No, they're like, I'm not touching that.
They're not even fucking with it. But like they rip these hyenas off of it.
Oh my God.
It's like that pausing moment where you hear Morgan Freeman's voice. It is
It
like
was at this moment.
Yeah.
He knew he fucked
the
up.
hyenas, they zoom in
And
on him.
that, I'll be very honest with you, that is one of the main reasons that I don't try to kill hippopotamuses.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
one. of
I
the
was going to
series.
ask you
One
why
of
you
the top.
stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 2, I would say.
He was on a quest for years. Just
Well,
Don Quixote
they know what they did.
fixation about hippos.
They know what they did.
I will avenge you. All right, last question for the
Bunch
night.
of fatties.
That is an argument.
Wow.
More than an argument. Hi, guys. I've been thinking about something in my relationship that I'd really like to get your perspective on. My partner and I generally have a good relationship. We love each other, get along well, and have a lot of fun together. But we do argue. Sometimes we have pretty heated disagreements, usually about relatively minor things. We cool off, talk about it, and eventually move on. At least, I thought that was normal. My partner sees it very differently. Whenever we have an argument, it seems like they immediately start questioning what the argument means about our relationship. A disagreement about something small can turn into a conversation about whether we're compatible, whether we communicate well enough, or whether there are bigger issues we need to address. I've started noticing how much relationship advice on social media seems to reinforce this idea. There are endless posts about red flags, toxic relationships, emotional unavailability, narcissism, attachment styles, and things your partner should never do. Sometimes it feels like the
If
message...
the algorithm has you seeing these things, that's a red flag.
That's right.
That's your red
That's
flag.
your red flag. Oof. Sometimes it feels like the message is that if your relationship involves conflict, you're with the wrong person. And I'm starting to wonder if that's affecting my partner's expectations in our relationship. I don't think arguing is necessarily a sign that a relationship is unhealthy. People are going to disagree. Two people can love each other and still get annoyed, misunderstand each other, have different opinions, or say something stupid when they're frustrated. To me, the important question is what happens after the disagreement. Can you calm down, listen to each other, apologize when necessary, and move forward? But I also don't want to use all couples argue as an excuse for ignoring legitimate problems. So where is the line? When does normal relationship conflict become a red flag? Is it the frequency of the arguments, how intense they are, whether the same issues keep coming up, how you treat each other during the argument, or what happens afterward? And I'm particularly curious about the influence of social media. Are we becoming less tolerant of normal relationship conflict because we're constantly being told that disagreements hurt feelings or
Let's
communication
not
problems?
start saying crazy things like social media might not be good for us.
How dare you?
Let's not go crazy here,
Like
people.
and subscribe. Are these things telling us that every amount of conflict is evidence of a toxic relationship? Maybe my partner is currently recognizing problems that I'm minimizing, or maybe we've both absorbed the idea that a healthy relationship relationship is one where you rarely disagree and anything else means something is fundamentally wrong. How do you tell the difference between we're two imperfect people who sometimes argue and our arguments are telling us something important about this relationship? I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Signed, Anonymous. No pronouns given.
People talk so much about the love languages thing. People do not talk about argument languages. Like, people argue differently.
Yeah.
Is that a thing, or is this a business opportunity for you? Can you write a book real quick?
Read his new book.
Whip it
AI's
out.
cooking it right now.
But like, people argue differently, and I like what the writer said in a couple of those things, like not hurting each other's feelings during the argument, not saying things during the argument that you can't take back.
Yeah.
You know, there are argument styles out there that, yeah, I mean, like, it's a very stressful piece of communication, and not everybody is good at it. And I'd say most people are not good at it. And it's not something that we talk about as something that needs to be gotten through. Because I mean, like, you are going to have disagreements.
Yeah.
And being able to work through them is important.
Yeah.
You guys fight with your spouses?
Never.
I fight with
never
your
had a
spouse.
fight.
I remember we went to premarital counseling when we were engaged, and we got in there and we almost got booed out of the room because we got married very young. We hadn't been together very long, and so here we are in premarital counseling. And the counselor
Are there
asks-
couples
There's a bunch of other
involved?
it was like
Okay.
a class, and so like here we are in this class, about 6 other couples. Most of them are older than us, and the counselor is asking everybody, like, tell us about a fight you've had in your relationship. We're going to write it up on the board and use this as part of it. They get to us, and we're not even trying to be obnoxious. We're just young and stupid, and we're like, we haven't fought.
Jim's still trying not to be obnoxious.
I'm trying every day.
Trying
I've
real
never
hard.
seen Jim try not to
You know,
be
really,
obnoxious.
it's kind of obnoxious.
Yeah.
It's honestly the least obnoxious thing about Jim.
Yeah. Yeah. But they booed us out of the room. They were like, you're not qualified to be married. And they were right. But we did that shit anyway. So.
Because you did argue, or you
Because
did?
we
you
never had
didn't.
argued. And they were like, oh, but this goes with what the writer's saying,
right,
where it's
right.
like, oh, is arguing, is conflict a sign of incompatibility? And like, obviously that can be silly.
I think it also depends too on previous relationships or relationship experience. Like when you get somebody who's been in a long-term relationship prior, or several relationships, and then you get one person who's never been in a serious
Who are you
relationship.
talking about?
It just kind of
Could
came
be.
up.
This could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
Yeah.
Could be literally anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hashtag St. Peter.
Yeah.
You'll never save him. He's mine.
But yeah, like you kind of have expectations. Like somebody who's never had been in a serious relationship before, their main source of what a relationship looks like is either their parents,
Yes.
or TV and movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Now social media.
Yeah.
Well, and the problem with feeding our brains with TV and movies is if they are depicting an argument, it almost certainly is in service of a narrative, which means at the end of the argument, they discover something very important. And it was that the process that was vital to do it. And of course, real arguments, number one, are very rarely about the things that we're pretending to argue about.
Sure.
So true.
Everything from we're hungry or cranky or tired or stressed, or we have an incoming deadline. Right now, my middle child is about to go off to college, and
wow.
boy, is she being a real piece
Fun
of
time.
work.
Real fun time.
Just mean to everyone. And the 13-year-old doesn't understand why she's being so mean. The 22-year-old doesn't understand. It's like she's terrified. That's why
Yeah.
she's insufferable.
Yeah.
But of
Yeah.
course, you know, and in fact, all the times that this, I think this is public. There are many times that I am confused why my partner is so mean to me. But then I always remember Bonnie doesn't get mean; she gets scared. And it comes out as her being mean. But I have to remind myself again and again and again. And usually it's in the middle of us yelling that I realize, oh, she's terrified. What might she be terrified? And then all of a sudden, the list is
You can
very,
address that.
very clear.
Right. I'm wearing my creepy clown makake again. That's when she gets mean.
You know, it all
What's
makes
happening?
sense.
What are you screaming at me for? What is your deal? Dress like Pennywise the way you like.
I feel like something that stuck out to me is working with clients who have, not maybe had great examples of communication or fighting fairly, But what I will see sometimes is when there's a fight and that urge to flee or like, oh, maybe this relationship just isn't meant to be, it comes from a sense of like insecurity and a lot of times some trauma, like they've been through some really shitty things as a kid. And so they're scared. That's probably a high up on the list emotion there. And it kind of feels chaotic internally for them. It's not, oh, this is a fight and we'll get through it. It's, this is a fight. Is this the end? Every time there's a fight, is this the end? And that's hard to watch. It's sad. But yeah, you have to work through like reassuring and letting them know some of this is normal. It's normal to fight. I know the writer asked that next, like how much fighting is okay, or what makes a relationship, healthy still when
but you
you're
bring
fighting.
up a really good point, because like the people's ability to tolerate conflict as a concept and an experience is really important, like for relationship duration and also for personal maturity. There are folks that have a skittishness, right? And they're afraid of conflict because in their lived experience, that is the worst possible thing that can happen.
Yeah.
It means you don't love me. It means we're going to end. And so like they don't engage in a conflict in a way that's useful, that I want to hear your opinion. I want you to stand up for yourself. It's okay to push back on me. Don't run away.
Yeah.
And I think what the writer's talking about is another end of the spectrum, which can be if we're having conflict, then there's no point to our relationship. Apparently, it's not supposed to be this hard. And like, that's really hard to negotiate with too, because then you have to chase your partner and go, are you looking for a way out? Like, where are you at with this? Because you're throwing your hands up in the air and saying, well, I guess this will never work. And it's like, no, this is the part where we maintenance our house. Like, we have to put our shit together. It's like, no, we shouldn't be in this house. It should already be, in its final mode. We shouldn't have to rebuild it. I'm going to move out. And it's like, how do I get you to come back? How do I get you to lean in when you're convincing yourself? I'm seeing more of this. I don't know if y'all are seeing this in relationships, but I think especially because of social media, the popular refrain I hear nowadays is, it's not supposed to be this hard. And like, that's a tough phrase because there's truth to that. Like, I mean, if you're constantly fighting, and I've had couples, I don't know if y'all related doing couples therapy stuff, but I've had couples where I thought, I fucking hope you guys divorce. I hope you divorce before the next session.
I was about to say,
I'm sitting there thinking like, man,
got an answer.
Best thing that could happen is that you guys just give the fuck up. And I've had conversations of like, have you ever thought about not continuing? Like, I don't think it's working out. Like, there's people that you wonder, like, I don't think y'all should be together, or I don't see a way that we reconcile. You guys are just going to keep tearing each other apart. And like, maybe now's not the time you should be in a relationship. There is such a thing as it's not supposed to be this hard. Yeah. But where do we put that line? Like, that's a hard thing to qualify.
Well, I mean, I think it depends on the couple. Like, some couples do argue or like bicker, things like that more. And I think that's their norm and they're okay with that. But if one person is saying, I don't like this, I wish we fought less, then I think it's very personal.
Like for me, like if you want to have a disagreement with me,
and I do,
I'm really happy to have like disagreements with people. My wife, anybody.
You're not avoidant. You're not avoidant.
I'm not avoidant of the disagreement. What I do hate, and what will frustrate me, is like bickering. Is the one-upsmanship or just like the kind of arguing to argue, like any picking, of that.
Nitpicking.
That's it. Any of that, like the pointless bickering starts to that will get at me and make me really frustrated, and then it is very difficult for me to continue on with any kind of intelligent conversation after that.
Yeah.
Once I get frustrated, once I get frazzled, like then I have to kind of unwind that first before I can move on. Yeah. And if, like SJ will tell you, like if somebody is on me with that, I'll just leave. I'll just leave the situation because I know that I can't keep on. I know that I can't be productive in that. Yeah. But you can't leave every situation. Yeah. So like if I find myself in that situation in like a work environment, if I'm there with a client or something like that, well, now I can't just leave. So now I have to shut down in different ways. Now there are all these different things, and like I don't know. Yeah. We don't dig into any of those, and because
you're paying attention to what you like want or don't want from that. You're like, that's a boundary,
right? Like this just doesn't work for me. Yeah. Like you can tell me why I'm wrong all day long. You can explain that to me.
So here's an interesting exercise that Bonnie and I did was when we were not in an argument. when things were good, we had a conversation about how our arguments supposed to go. And in that not passionate moment,
Right.
I was able, we unpacked the fact that my parents raised me. My mom used to always say, never go to bed angry, which meant if you had, if we were both angry, then clearly there was more work to do. Now, and then eventually in the discussion revealed, it's like, well, maybe you're just poking at a sore. Maybe we're both tired, which is why we're yelling at each other.
Let's get some rest.
Maybe we press pause on things and go to bed and then with a fresh...
Let's see how this looks after breakfast.
Exactly.
I always hated that too. Never go to bed angry. I'm like, no, I'm a proponent of that. They're like, just go get some rest. And if you need to revisit the next day.
Sleeping has cured so many fights.
This is the therapy version of the show must go on.
Yeah, it is 100%. Because I've had this same conversation too. Like letting my partner know, if you're going to confront me with something, here are the best times to do it. Like, do it right after I've eaten.
Here's my calendar.
Yes.
Let me see if I can squeeze you in.
Yeah, but definitely
do it on Thursdays.
And at night, I get super tired. And I can go to bed in 10 seconds. As soon as I lay down, I can just close my eyes and I'm out. If I have to try to fight sleep to have a conversation,
It's not gonna be
I'm no good. That's going to be miserable. So
SJ used to bring me. This isn't conflict, but she used to just bring me information. After I had gotten in bed,
she's chatting about her day.
I would get in bed, and then she would come in and tell me something for the next day.
As his eyes are closing,
and then
she's
expect me to know about it. After a while, it is like, baby,
I can't do this.
You got to tell me these things. This is great.
Jacob, they hit the second tower.
Okay, fine.
Tell me in the morning. Jesus.
It was the morning.
I know. It was the morning. She woke you up.
He was strong. Matter. He was in Australia at the time. Doing a lot of gigs.
From Australia, they hit the tower the other direction.
Oh, it's
a hemisphere thing.
What do we think about the idea that sometimes you're having arguments and that there is a deeper meaning to the argument, that there is a pattern or there's a style or there's something coming up, and you're looking at that and saying, this needs to be true. Don't minimize this. Don't just shrink this down to couples fight, shrug. There is something here, and it is telling about our dynamic. There is, because I could think of fights where there's a jealous member of the couple or an insecure person, and they're drumming up all kinds of conflict all the time. I want to track you. I want to go through your stuff. Who is so-and-so? When did you talk to so-and-so? And so if we're patternedly having that kind of fight over and over again, it's exhausting our relationship. And every time it comes to an end, you just shrug and say, couples fight, what you gonna do? That's an example of, I could see the partner going, no, this tells us something. There's a meaning to this. There's a meaning to us and you.
And keep in mind, couples fight, what you're going to do, that serves two purposes, and they can be misconstrued. When somebody says that may mean I don't think going further along is going to be productive.
Yeah.
But the other one is hearing, we're having a new argument about whether or not this argument is okay. And so if you can get on the same page and essentially have the team decision where it's like, when we get to a point where we both acknowledge the point of disagreement, we both note it, and then this is old man talk, dream on it a few nights, and then let your subconscious process it and decide at a time that you're not going to be cranky and hangry. Then come back and say, how do we feel about that? Was that as big a deal as it felt?
There's definitely, there needs to be a way to right size the amount of conflict in your life, and like you said, sleeping on it, getting perspective. On the other hand, I definitely have seen it weaponized. I've got patients that have borderline personality disorder. A really common refrain with BPD is they'll do what it's not always women. It's men are obviously have BPD too, but we often refer to it as the damsel in distress strategy, where they throw themselves out the window proverbially to see if you love them enough to come get them. And so they'll break up the relationship, cause all sorts of chaos, start a big fight. And it's like this other person's living in a constant state of terror and chaos because the BPD member of the couple is starting fights and starting conflict and seeming like they're going to end the relationship because they want the reassurance of the other partner capitulating and coming after them. And then whenever the other partner says, I can't live like this constant chaos, you're constantly starting fights, there's a tendency on the BPD person to gaslight the other partner and minimize it all. Well, couples fight. You just don't have enough lived experience. You just don't know anything about it. Like, no, we keep fighting because you're an insensitive prick and you don't understand my needs. And if you would just finally learn that, we wouldn't have this problem anymore. And then the partner will come to therapy and go, yeah, I was sentenced to therapy by my partner to like learn how to stop them from freaking out all the time and starting fights. And like, as a therapist, sometimes you're untangling that and you're going, no, the fights have a deeper meaning here. And like, I don't want to just minimize it to couples fight. That's not true in this case. Like the kinds of fights matter a lot.
Yeah.
So how would the writer know?
Have you all ever heard of the Gottman method?
Yeah,
familiar with
John
that at all?
and Julie.
Gottman.
Isn't it John and Julie Gottman?
I think so. So the Gottmans are a couple. I think they live in the Northwest. They started their own clinic. They did all this research on couples work. And they have this whole like paradigm, this method they use that a lot of couples therapists borrow from. I don't subscribe to it, but they have a very popular concept that I do think is research backed. And they refer to it as like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Yeah. So like basically they say when a couple's fighting exhibits any of these 4 traits, you're now in a zone that's no longer okay. Like when these starts happening perpetually, these are not just fights. These are not run-of-the-mill.
Start paying attention to these.
These are blinking red lights on the dashboard. And the 4 things are, number 1, criticism, which is different than just having an opinion. It's attacking your partner's core character, attacking their personality. It's one thing to say, I really wish you'd put the milk away. Yeah, it's another thing when you're like, you're the kind of person who doesn't care about others. Right. That's why you don't put the milk away. It's like, whoa, like when your fights are getting to that level of character assassination, that is not okay. Like you're off-roading.
But to be fair, if the issue is they're not returning shopping carts, that's fair game.
Yeah.
For real.
That's accurate.
You're a
that's their personality
piece of
side.
shit.
Yes.
We wrote the
Garbage
Geneva
person.
Convention about you.
Thanos has something to say about
Thanos
that.
was right.
Yeah.
The second horseman is contempt, and that's treating your partner with disrespect, mockery, sarcasm. So you're not having these earnest, in good faith conversations. You're just, it's contemptuous, right? You're just being cruel
like Dr.
and
Phil.
petty. You're morally superior to them, which I don't know if y'all have seen this.
Wait till you see what I do with this hat.
Dr. McGraw, you rascal. No, but like I see this a lot where the new moral superiority is one member of the couple saying, I read therapy books, I listen to therapy podcasts, I've been to therapy, you haven't. And so like, I'm better than you. You need to go figure it out. I've arrived. And that's always a weird. Have you seen this yet? I've had couples do that.
I don't do couples.
That's oh, God bless you. Don't do it. It's the worst.
I may have been putting it on there, but I heard a dusting of that in the tone of this email.
Okay, a little taste.
And
of that.
I may have been putting that there myself. That may not be there. I may not be.
It shows up.
I might not be being fair on that.
And it's always a tricky thing to try to like deal with in couples therapy because it's like they're trying to talk to the ref. Like they're coming to me and they're being like, I mean, Jim, you and I, we get it.
That's it.
I have a bachelor's in psychology and I've read all these fucking books. I'm like, okay, but he doesn't get it. So you're gonna have to explain to him, Jim. And I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like that you're my deputy.
I'm a more fully realized person since I understand therapy. And you and I are going to have to really work on my spouse.
My dumbass spouse who doesn't get it. And so, like, I don't like that. So that's another horseman. It's just moral superiority, being contemptuous at the person. The third one is defensiveness, playing innocent. You're the innocent victim, always making excuses, deflecting blame, never taking any responsibility. And when you do take responsibility, it's often with this huge grain of salt of like, I'm sorry that you made me act like that. And you're like, what the fuck? It's like, no, but sincerely, I am so sorry that you made me key your car. I don't want to have to do that.
Sorry, you're so offended when I call
I'm sorry
you a bitch.
you just keep saying the wrong things.
I'm sorry you cry easy.
I'm sorry you don't understand.
Sorry you can't handle the truth.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest
Just
with
being
you.
real.
Who ordered the red alert? And the last one's stonewalling. And so that's just completely shutting down, withdrawing, tuning them out. And, for Jacob, that works. Shutting down, walking away.
Works pretty well.
It works pretty well. But yeah, if we see that perpetually in
But
your
you can't do that with your spouse.
Right. Yeah. You can walk
Well,
away
you
from
can,
it.
but
You can do
it's
that with
not a
somebody
good
at work.
sign.
Like you can do that if you have like a client at work that's bothering
right.
you.
I
Like,
just can't do this
you
anymore.
can't expect that to be a method that's going to work over time.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ryder, your question was, at what point are we seeing something that goes above and beyond the typical amount of couples fighting. The Gottman Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse is one way to measure that. If you start seeing that, that's a good indicator light that it's starting to drift into a lane that we don't like anymore. And that doesn't mean it's incurable. So last question on this. What do y'all think about incompatibility as a concept? Because in couples work, this comes up a lot where people come in and go, we want to work on this. We want to fix this, but we have a fear. The fear is, are we just fundamentally incompatible? And they'll ask me that directly and say, part of the therapy we're hoping we do with you is that you reveal to us that you either confirm we are compatible or confirm that we are not. And if we are compatible, then help us fix this shit. But if we're not compatible, help us separate hospice the relationship.
Oh, that's any kind of like permanent incompatibility. It's more like there are personality types that require more energy to make work, and personality types that effortlessly go together. And you'll find areas where you got to do more energy and less. And then really it's a question of, well, do we both co-sign on doing the work to get over the fact that somebody has a tendency to be depressed or any of that.
Yeah.
See, I like Brian's example that you brought up earlier about like understanding what is really being said in an argument. When you can understand your partner, this is fear. That's where this is coming from. I think that creates compatibility.
Sure.
You know, because I don't think any two human beings on earth are compatible. I think you kind of develop it over time when you have a common goal and you kind of understand, you know, this is how my partner acts. This is how my partner, these are the emotions that they, you know, experience. And then this is how they have train themselves to react to it. When you understand all of that, then you can start to adjust where you're at. They can start to adjust where they're at based off of what you do. I think that's compatibility.
Just a note, when your partner is angry and yelling, that's a bad time to explain all the things that Nick just said. They will not be accepting of oh, you're just yelling at me because you're afraid. Fuck you and you're afraid. That will be the answer.
Yeah.
I have seen, there is a couple that immediately came to mind that's not, they're adjacent to my family. Older couple. They have been married for
Whitney and Peter.
I know. I was like, shit. Don't say that.
She did just turn 40.
I'm an old lady now.
No,
officially.
I think they have been married for about 50 years.
Oh, wow.
And it seems to me that the thing that they live for is to fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just
I know people like this.
Yeah, where it's just like,
So bizarre.
yeah, and they will not break up. They will not divorce. They will, but boy, just the bickering back and forth, and they just like it
reminds me of Married with Children.
Yeah.
Well, that was. I mean,
Hates Peg.
I'm still confused by Married with Children.
Yeah.
I'm still confused about why those two are together.
Yeah.
Single income, had a house and 2 kids. Wow, it's just impressive.
And like
As
no
a shoe
problem.
salesman.
It's a shoe salesman. He worked at like a Payless.
Yeah, for real.
The economics do not add up. So what do you think about compatibility? If a couple's saying like, we're here to figure out if we are incompatible, how do you feel about that question being brought to you as a therapist?
No, I think I like what Nick was saying. That, you really have to work on it. I think of couples who, obviously I don't work with couples, but either couples I've known in real life or just worked with one side of that couple. If one person isn't able to, be vulnerable or work on it, like some couples, there's a person involved who just wants to be right or just wants to fight or whatever they're getting out of it. If they're not able to give when you give and like kind of match your energy or change with you, grow with you, then I don't think you're going to, if you can't change and grow together, you're not going to stay together. Like, I don't know. That's just a hill I'll die on. But part of that is being able to adjust and talk through like, hey, what is really bothering you here? And if they're just like, well, I already told you you're being an asshole and that's all they care about, then you can't really go anywhere from there. You can't really have compatibility, I think, in that sense.
It's a really hard game to play.
And also just like, I know we all know this, but just to say it, like the basics, if I feel like having children, religion, money, like a lot of these things, you kind of have to be really close to the same page on. No.
Well, and I know you're a big proponent of not mixing the races.
They're going to mention the dogs again. So.
Well, those are the races.
I'll take the races over the dogs. People crucify me for the dogs.
And the Triple Crown.
Exactly. Don't
Surprisingly, blonde, blue-eyed Whitney has some thoughts thoughts about not muddying the blood.
We won't reveal my maiden name right now. We're going to keep that a secret.
It's very superior. Let's put it that way.
It rhymes with Fittler.
Wouldn't that be the best? Like, Wendy, why'd you get married so young? No reason.
No, what's
True love. True love.
True love.
What's
I will
really
never divorce.
crazy is her family changed their name to.
You changed it to latrine. Used to be shithouse. Good change.
I'm trying to think what name you would have to change your name to Hitler.
Yeah. But Ryder, I think that one
Stalin?
thing.
Trump?
I mean, got a lot of pivots there. I think that it's tough with couples work because there is a call it. You know, there is a level where the couple is miserable. They're unhappy. A therapist's never going to tell you to get a divorce. I mean, I don't think that's a thing. I mean, some will.
A life coach would.
I was like,
Yeah.
I've heard of friends that, and it was the right response. They were like,
Right.
"Oh, you don't have kids." Maybe they didn't. I don't know if they outright said that, but like,
They put it
you
in
should
front of
consider
them.
this. Like,
Well, and I think that's fair, right? Like to say, hey, this
Your
is an
partner
option on the
stopped
table.
showing up.
Yeah, let's
Like-
be adults. This is an option. Like we should discuss that. But you know, usually,
but they weren't engaged.
engaged.
They weren't deciding to be involved in that change.
Right.
So then, yeah, you don't get to be in the relationship.
That's it's one of the options on the table. So like, I think that it's always a really tricky
How did
situation.
did the one emailer have any question about whether or not you guys are judgy?
Yeah,
We don't
obviously,
judge.
first time listener.
Yeah. Welcome.
Wrote into
Welcome.
this thing. We've got racial superiority.
I've never claimed not
Yeah.
Hate dogs. Oh God. Anyway,
I'm gonna
Ryder,
regret
good
that
luck
one.
with this. I mean, I would encourage you to, consider the number one thing is if a couple has not yet done couple skills in regular old couples therapy, that's square one. I don't want them having any deeper conversations about the meaning of our conflict and are we incompatible if you haven't done the very first fucking thing.
Right.
Like you got to go to elementary school here in therapy and learn about communication and feeling statements and how to have fair fights and like the basics, which you never learned in school. And unless you just happened to be in a family that role modeled it, which very few of us ever were, you don't have those skills.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's step one. Go to couples therapy. We recommended therapy. Everybody drink. But yeah, do that. And then, if that doesn't work, now you can have a conversation about like long-term intransigent patterns. That's fine. But like, if you haven't done the beginning stuff, then I don't think there's any business having that conversation yet.
Use smaller words, though.
I was
than
just like
intransigent.
intransigent. I was like, I don't even
Don't
know
use
what that
the
means.
word intransigent. Then you just sound like an asshole.
I've been listening to a lot of Hamilton. And, like, he just drops that word like beautifully in a song.
It does rhyme with a lot.
Yeah.
In fairness to Lin-Manuel Miranda,
Fairness.
he takes the low
it
fruit.
rhymes with everything.
That's one thing he's known for. Anyway, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are wrapping up the show. You are listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Smitty Scoop, Mason Miller, Tess Miller, Byler T, Harris, Team Monaco, Oscar Swanrose, Hannah Marie, Emma Kane, Myra, and Sam Cohn. And if you'd like to sponsor the show, become a therapy producer. Patreon.com/therapy.
As we wrap up the show, we want to remind you, you can go to patreon.com/therapy, and you can get our extended show ad-free a day early, as well as enjoy our live chat Discord community and our weekly deep dives, interviews, skill shares, research roundups, and rants. And if you want to watch the show on YouTube, be a Therapod or higher, and you'll get the secret link. And you can watch it however you enjoy your YouTube videos. But we've got some new friends that have joined the Theraparty. Who is new at patreon.com/therapy there, Nick?
We got a new Therapod. Welcome to the pod, Gavin Williams.
Welcome, Gavin Williams. And we'd like to thank the benevolent, revered, generous, and flagrantly pro-therapy diehard who loves you all so much they give till it hurts our partner, Pickett. And we want to thank our bosses, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of our fan club, the Therapy Producers. Thank you, Jake Schneider, Myra, Robert Brownie Jr., Mint, Smitty Scoop, Richard fucking Macy, Judy Schneider, Malia, Leon Kasab, Carolyn Albert, Kevin Chamberlain, Tess Miller, Dan Martin, Sammy Scoop, Slurpy Kaye, motherfucker, Ben Stanley, Slapping Your Face, Sarah Smith, Adam Hathaway, Byler T, Mike Helm, Oscar Swanrose, Paris, A Sunny Boy, Darren Cunningham, Lib, Sandra McWaffle, Team Monaco, Thunder Cougar Falcon Scoop, Heyo, Hannah Marie, Andrew Langmead, Emma, Tonka, and Pony Soprano. Alina, Brady Malichik, Chick-fil-A Show, Gabriel Adame, Sean Sutherland, Max the Ginger Scoop, Chad Mag, Adam Morin, Inkala Prince, Sam Cohn, Be Gay, Do Crimes, Ellie O'Dare, Not Kira Knightley, Amy Aardvark, Edgar Allan Ho, and Dale the King.
And if you'd like to hear this episode Dr. Phil style, uncut and unedited,
Why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our
It's up for
side
debate
projects.
whether or not it's cut.
Send pics, Dr. Phil.
to patreon.com/therapy, and thank you for supporting mental health.
That's all the time we got for this week's session. I want to thank
Oprah
our
gave me my
special guest, Brian Brushwood. And we'd like to thank all of you who contributed to our show today. We really appreciate you. Remember, Pod Therapy isn't something to keep all to yourself. Share the episode with the world. Tag us on the socials when you do. It's at PodTherapyGuys on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter, /PodTherapy on Facebook. And don't forget about all the extra goodies at patreon.com/therapy.
Do you want to submit a question to the show? You can ask anonymously at podtherapy.net, email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com, or click the link in the episode description to be taken to our anonymous Google form. I'm Nick.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jim.
Thanks, and we'll see you for your appointment next week.
I just don't know what to do with this hammer hanging between my legs.
Shut up and paddle.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.